Hi, welcome to this video on my robotic hand and arm. Previously I focused on stabilizing this motor and on the other side and the lower gear. It's not finished yet, but I let it be for now. Right now I want to pay more attention to the elbow. I've changed it a lot in the recent period, and the question is, should I enlarge it, and if so, in what way? Right now, if I turn the arm, the question is not should it be higher, because if you look at the difference in position, then the difference in height is enough. The problem is, though, that the width is a bit of a problem. I could do this a little bit with my hands now, but if you look at the complete flexibility also here, then that is not encouraging. Another problem is that when I turn it around, this is very small, and I love it to be a little bit wider. But you guess what? That needs a complete reconstruction. So right now I want to give this a little bit more width overall. See if that's possible anyway. And I want to try to connect this cord to the motor for a little bit of aid. But I'm afraid that this gear is not rigid enough yet, so I'll stay focusing on the elbow right now. So let me see what I can do about that. With the reconstruction halfway, you can clearly see the difference between the reconstructed part and the old part. It's as it shows an improvement, but it also shows a weakness in a location that I did not expect, because the arm here is being deconstructed, so I probably need to reinforce here. Something else has shown as well, because here I connected a string, and moving it by hand for now, it shows that the distance is maybe not large enough to drag the arm completely down. So I may have to rethink how I do that. For now, the arm is not at the base yet of the elbow, and if I move it along again manually, then there's hardly any difference. So I need to either shorten this cord or think another method. Although in the previous situation where I had not extended it, it did its job. So anyway, we'll see how that works. For now, the reconstructed part shows a clear space for the gear. So I think that improves quite a lot. Time for the other half. With both parts now reconstructed, it looks like it is okay. However, I already noticed that here is an obstruction or possible obstruction, so I need to move this on both sides one forward. Another point is that this may be too flexible, so I probably need to make some arch over here. But then again, it is a little bit narrow and maybe I shouldn't, but test will reveal if I should or not. One thing is clear, that the gear has come completely clear of this. It may be a little bit flexible, but for now I think it's okay. And time to do a test. And I'm very curious what comes out of it. And all the more curious because of the lower gear, if that will work in one way or another. So let's just see what happens. And for the test, it is kind of necessary to move both gears. First test, I think, which will fail, will be with the elbow gears. So let's first check how that works. Once again, if it works. Okay. That rattled. And you saw this one rattle quite clearly. Okay. How about the lower gear? Okay. And that won't go any longer, but it completely winched the cord around the axis of the gear. But at least that works. Let me see again. Okay. So the lower gear works. But the upper gear has a problem with the flexibility again. Which you can quite clearly see. So, oops. So that is a problem. The lower gear works beyond expectance. The upper gear, although it clearly won't touch the framework anymore, there's way too much flexibility, so I really have to look into that. And that's a pity. Although I can make some rigidity points here. Let me try to see what exactly happens. So I'll turn it. Let me see again what happens. Yes, so this is way too flexible here. I really need a solution for that. Yes, that really needs a solution. And another thing I seem to notice, and that probably has to do with the position of the motors, that I see this one move more than this part. So let me center everything. Do it again. Oops. No. Oops. Okay. No. I have to take care for the gears. This one has gone loose as well, by the sheer power of the motor, which is a power motor, no less. But if I also look here, then they are at the same position, so that is not the issue. The question then is, why does this move more than this one? Will this be of influence? Just maybe. Let me try to fix an arc around here. See if that improves it. And with this maybe futile attempt on stabilizing matters, I do a last test. Last test for now, of course. So first I release the elbow from the lower gear, and that succeeds clearly. Then let's try the upper gear. And for both goes that this doesn't work, so I have to shift the motors closer to the gear. Which is a hard job to do. So hopefully this works. Let's try again. Let's turn it around. And see what happens exactly. Flexibility is still there. So, although the elbow has improved, things need stabilization and more thought on it, while the lower gear clearly does its job quite well. I might put in, let me put the camera down. I might put in more axis so that it really works as a big winch instead of just around the axis. But clearly it's strong enough, and maybe it is a start to change the concept, because this may just turn out to be a pivoting point and not the main gear, because so far it has proven that this gear works. So who knows what the next episodes bring. Let's also check on the pneumatics, quite important of course. Last time it was electrics. And with all the turning around, that may be still the case. So first we're going to compress some air and then check which work. This works, clearly works as well, and the last one works as well. Without a doubt, the pneumatics and the electrics work. So I think with that I can indeed end this episode, and for sure to be continued, probably with another reconstruction, who knows. But so far I'm both unsatisfied and satisfied, because the lower gear clearly works beyond satisfaction, although it needs improvement. To be continued.